Hi everyone and welcome to the first episode of the English version of A Warrior's Journey. My name is Ahmed Abu Alwan and in this series of episodes I will be narrating my journey with my rare illness starting from the year 2012 up until today. It's a long story, so it will take a certain number of episodes. I don't know how many, but I will keep the episodes short, 5 to 6 minutes each, to make it a bit easier to digest, let's say, and a bit easier to understand. As long videos can get people bored, but I can promise it's a good story and it has all the elements of a good story. And I hope that by the end of this series, you'll have some good knowledge about AVMs and you'll appreciate the little things that you have learned from my experience. I wrote and published the story in 2018 and I keep updating it every once in a while after I have any intervention or any changes happen. But I thought recording it may extend its outreach and recording also helps me improve my speech difficulties as I do have some speech difficulties. Most of them resolved, but I have some that I'm still working on. So let's get on with it. So the whole thing started in 2012. At the time, I was working for Shell Oil. I joined Shell Oil 6 months before the first event happened. I joined in March 2012 on a graduate program, and the first part of that graduate program was to work in the field on a rig site or a drilling rig site as labor in order to get the technical knowledge and the hands-on experience before taking my role as drilling engineer. It was an excellent thing to do, to be honest, because I learned so much from working in the field as labor and I understood how things are being done. I hold a degree in mechanical engineering, but before taking my role as a drilling engineer, doing that was crucial for me to have the knowledge I needed. So in September 2012, I was done with my shift and I went to sleep. A few hours later, I woke up with this unbelievably unbearable headache, neck stiffness, and back stiffness. And I can't honestly remember how, but the medic eventually got to my room and he started examining me and checking me in order to see what was happening with me. And I explained to him how much pain and how much agony I was in. But then the conclusion was made that it was merely overexhaustion and that I only needed to rest. And this was a very big mistake. And I learned later, a few years later, that it's a rule of thumb that anyone suffering from severe headache must be taken to a hospital to get scanned and to make sure that he's not having any problems with his brain. But unfortunately, that call was not made on that day, and instead of being transferred to a hospital, I received a Voltaren injection, a painkiller injection to ease the pain, and it honestly helped with the headaches. But the stiffness in my neck and in my back remained. So the next day I did not work as I wasn't in good shape to go to work, and I got another injection to ease the pain. And on the next day I was released to go home. And the headache was getting much better, but the stiffness in my neck and back wasn't getting any better. The 2 days I spent on site after the event were extremely long and exhausting for me. And a few years later, I learned that what I had was actually a hemorrhage in my brain or a bleeding in my brain. But I was lucky enough it was minimal and did not cause any immediate damage. But after this event, I developed a gray chunk of hair at the back of my head. I think it's clear. So I developed this chunk of gray hair, and I also had some problems with my hearing, as my hearing started deteriorating as I developed a whooshing sound in my left ear. Whoosh. And also my balance started deteriorating a little, not much, but a little bit, which I was able to notice. But I was able also to function very well. I think this is enough for one episode, so I will stop here today and will proceed from this point in the next episode, and see you all next time. Bye.